Hi Year 4, hope you're all okay and welcome to today's maths lesson. Before we go into today's learning, have a go at the starter. It says Eva ate 3/5 of her cake, Holly ate 7/10 of her cake, and Johnny ate 12/20 of his cake. Who ate the most cake? So if you know straight away what to do, pause it now and have a go. If you're not sure, stay with me and then we'll go through it together. So what you need to do is you need to compare them. So you need to work out who ate the least and who ate the most. And to do that, you need to make all the denominators the same. So we have 3/5, 7/10, and 12/20. So you need to make all these denominators the same. Now straight away, I can see 20 is the biggest one. So I look at this one and I think, can these two go into 20? So are these two numbers can we times them by a number to get 20? So if you're thinking, I know what to do, pause it now and carry on. If you're still not sure, then stay with me and we'll keep going through it together. So I know from 5 to get to 20, you need to times that by 4 because 5 times 4 is 20. So you need to times this all together by 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. So Eva has eaten 12/20. Then we just need to work out what Holly ate. So to get from 10 to 20, you times it by 2. So you need to times this whole fraction by 2. So I'll do it down here. So 7 times 2 is 14, and 10 times 2 is 20. So Holly ate 14/10 of her cake. So Eva ate 12/20, Holly ate 14/20, and Johnny ate 12/20. So therefore, Holly ate the most. Okay, for those of you who had a go on your own, hopefully you got the same answer as well. So we're going to carry on today with looking at fractions of a quantity. Let me just move this up so you can see them all. So we have the same star words, and we'll just carry on really with looking at fractions of a quantity. Yesterday we started looking at this method of doing it. Today we're going to learn a different method, but we'll just recap what we did yesterday first before we go on to our abstract method today and using the fraction strips to help. So how could we find out 1/4 of 20 using this method from yesterday? If you want to have a quick go, then pause the video, have a go. If not, then I will go through it with you. So we're looking at a quarter, so therefore we need to split our shape up into 4 equal parts. And then we need to share 20 counters in these 4 sections. So I'll pause the video and I'll do that. So I have shared out 20 counters into these 4 equal sections. And then if we're only looking at 1/4, we just count how many are in one section. So therefore we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1/4 of 20 is 5. Okay, so like I said yesterday, this is the kind of pictorial method where you can see what you're doing. Today we're going to look at how to use a fraction strip to work out, and also the abstract method, which I briefly talked to you about yesterday as well. So we're still looking at 1/4 of 20, but this is how else we can work it out. So if we have this fraction strip, we have split it into groups of 4 because we're looking at quarters. And we know that the whole amount is 20 because that is our whole quantity. So the whole fraction strip represents 20. Think of it as kind of like a bar model. And we want to look at 1/4. And this is 1/4 we know because each of these sections are worth 1/4. So we know that 1 whole is 20. And we know that there are 4 parts to this whole because it's split into 1, 2, 3, 4. So to find 1/4 20, we need to divide it by 4 because 20 divide up into 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll find out what 1/4 is. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. Okay, and there you go. So I did talk about this yesterday, but this is just kind of going over it again and helping you see it using a fraction strip as well. So now if we have to work out 3/4 of 20, we still split it into a group of 4. The whole amount is still 20, but this time we're looking at 3/4. So first you still need to find out what 1/4 is. So you still need to find out what this is. So you do 20 divided by 4, because we're looking at quarters, which we know is 5. and then we do 5 times 3 because we're looking at 3/4. Because if 5 is 1/4 and we want to know 3/4, we need to times it by 3. And 5 times 3 is 15. So therefore 3/4 of 20 is 15. Okay, so now it's your time to have a go using the fraction strip to help, or you can just use the abstract method of timesing and dividing. Can you work out 2/3 of 18? Use the fraction strip to help. If not, just use the abstract method. If you're not sure, then stay with me and we'll go through it. So we have 18, and we are looking at 2/3 of 18. So we split it up into groups of 3. So the shape underneath has been split up into 3 equal sections because we're looking at thirds. So the first we need to do is work out 1/3. And to do that, you need to do 18 divided by 1, 2, 3. So 18 divided by 3. So this is where your times table knowledge comes in. You really do need to know your 3s, 4s, times tables, 5s, and so on, because it's really important with things like this. It'll just make it a lot quicker and easier for you. So 18 divided by 3, count in 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. That is 6. Okay? But if we're looking at 2/3, we're looking at this one and this one. So we know 1/3 equals 6. And this is worth 6, and this is worth 6. So if we want to know 2, then we're going to do 2 times 6. Or you could do 6 out of 6 if you want. 2 times 6 is 12. So therefore 2/3 of 18 is 12. For those of you who had to go on your own and you got 12, well done. So moving on to our developed learning now, we have a word problem to look at. So it says Rosie has 3 different sizes of plant pot: small, medium, and large. The large plant pot is 35 centimeters tall. The small plant pot is 1/5 of the height of the large pot. How tall is the small plant pot? It's quite a lot of words in that question. So we'll underline the keywords first. Okay, so I've also just added a comma in there because I realised it should be small, medium, and large. But let's focus back on the keywords. So we know that the large plant is 35 centimeters tall, and the small one is 1/5 of the height of that. So we want to know how tall the small plant pot is, so we want to know 1/5 of 35. So if we have 35 as our whole number, and our shape has been split into 5 equal sections because we're looking at fifths, we need to work out what one of these sections is. So we need to work out a fifth. So to do that, you can do 35 divided by 5. If you're not sure how to do that, count in your 5s until you get to 35. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And you should get 7. So therefore 1/5 of 35 is 7. So the small plant pot is 7 centimeters tall. The next part then says the medium plant pot is 3/5 of the height of the large plant pot. How tall is the medium plant pot? So we've already worked out what a fifth is. It's 7. So we know that each of these is worth 7 because we've just divided it into groups of 5. So 35 centimeters divided by 5 is 7 centimeters, but we need to do 3/5. So we need to work out 1, 2, 3/5. So you could either add, you could do repeated addition, you could do 7, add 7, add 7, or you could do 7 times 3, which is 21. So therefore the medium plant pot is 21 centimeters tall. So today you're just having a go at practicing this. So you can either use the method we learned yesterday, you can use a fraction strip to help, or you can just use the abstract method where you divide it and then times it. Use whatever method's best. You don't have to do all of them, just do as many as you can in about 15-20 minutes. And if you do want to have a challenge, there is also a challenge at the end, and then I will go through the answers with you as well. And the questions are also on a PDF if you rather print them off rather than looking on the screen. So if you're feeling quite confident, I'd say start with group 2. If you're not feeling so confident, start with group 1 and work your way up, okay? And then have a look at the extension as well. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you managed to have a go at some of those questions. I've just worked out the answers for you, so they're all on here. If you want to self-mark them, and then send me your work so I can check how you're getting on with them. If any of them are wrong, please let me know, because I did quickly kind of whiz through them. And the extension ones, they were tricky if you did get onto those, but that's where you had to use your bus stop method to divide it, and then your column method to times that as well. So it used your other maths knowledge and skills there. So hopefully that's all okay. If you went onto the challenge, then it is false. So it says to find 3/8 of a number, divide by 3 and multiply by 8. So they've kind of got it the wrong way round. So if we are doing 3/8 of a number, say of 16, 3/8 of 16, you would have to divide by 8 first. So you divide it by the denominator to work out how much is 1/8, which is 2, and then you times it by the numerator, so you times by 3, or multiply, which is 6. Okay, so he is false because he's just done it the wrong way around. You divide by the denominator and then multiply by the numerator. That's everything for today. Another quite short video, so that's good. Any problems or any questions, please let me know, and we can sort something out to go through it together.